Children, today we welcome you all on new channel named as MCQ School. In this new channel today we are going to start class 10th NCERT chapter number 1 Chemical Reactions and Equations MCQ part 1. Further we are going to show these chapter more MCQs through MCQ part 2 and 3. MCQ School is going to cover all chapter of class 10th science in 2-3 parts with total MCQ for each chapter from 50 to 150 MCQs. Let us start chapter number 1 Chemical Reaction and Equations MCQ part 1. Let us see these two questions whether you are able to solve these questions. Let us solve these questions and many more questions of this chapter number 1 on coming slides. Let us start question number 1. Which one of the following involves a chemical reaction? A. Storing of the nitrogen gas under pressure. B. Heating magnesium wire in presence of the air at high temperature. C. Evaporation of the water. D. Having petrol in a china dish in open. The correct answer for this is heating magnesium wire in presence of air at high temperature. Why? Because rest of the all options are physical changes. Only this option is a chemical change. In the physical changes, there is no new substance is formed. In the case of chemical change, a new substance is formed. In the case of copper, heating in presence of air which is having oxygen, copper converts to copper oxide as shown in the equation. Let us start question number 2. The chemical equations are balanced to fulfill or meet one of the following laws in the chemical reactions. This law is known as A. Law of conservation of momentum, B. Law of conservation of mass, C. Law of conservation of motion, D. Law of conservation of magnetism. So what is the answer as per you? At first, let us understand what the meaning of the conservation. Conservation is to preserve. In the case of chemical equations, the answer is law of conservation of mass. It is the same that what we do in the chemical reaction. We want to balance the chemical reaction on the reactant side and product side, because law of the conservation of mass states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed, only it can be converted to from one form to another form. Various chemical reactions are represented by chemical equations. Law of conservation of motion is related to speed or velocity, and further law of conservation of momentum is also related to velocity. It's not related to any chemical change. Law of conservation of magnetism is also related to magnetism and magnetism force. So let us see one reaction. Hydrogen gas and oxygen gas converts into water, that's a liquid, and if we balance the reaction, we can see the hydrogen on the left hand side, number of atoms 4, oxygen atoms on the left hand side 2, right hand side also 2 into 2 4 hydrogen atoms, oxygen 2. So we have to balance chemical reaction to satisfy the law of conservation of mass. Let us start question number 3. Ethane C2H6 on complete combustion gave CO2 and water. It shows that results are in agreement with the law of conservation of mass. Subsequently, the coefficient of oxygen is equal to A 3, B 7 by 2, C 2, D 3 by 2. What's your answer? The correct answer is B 7 by 2. To understand this, let us write the chemical equation of ethane with O2. So this is the equation. We are going to balance it. Let us check. Hydrogen on the left hand side is 6 and right hand side is 2. So it is sure that we have to multiply on the right side S2 by 3. So if we multiply H2O by 3, then O2 is 3. It is an odd number. But on the left hand side O2 is 2. So that means we have to have multiply this to 2 further so that it becomes an even number. Once we have multiplied S2 with 6, so on the left hand side we have to multiply C2S6 with 2. Now on the left hand side carbon items are 2 into 2 4. So we have to multiply right hand side carbon CO2 with 4. So let us check oxygen atoms on the right hand side. 4 into 2 8 plus 6 14. So on the left hand side it is 2. So we have to multiply O2 2 by 7. Now this equation is balanced on both sides as per the law of conservation of mass. So if we check the mole, 2 mole of ethane is reacting with 7 moles of O2. Further, we see that the ethane is of having 1 mole only, while in case of our reaction, it is 2 mole of ethane are reacting with 7 moles of O2. So we have to divide whole equation by 2 so that we get the 1 mole of ethane and respectively whatever O2 is coming as a mole. So on dividing whole equation by 2 we get C2S6 7 by 2 O2 7 divided by 2 and respectively CO2 and S2O. So hence answer is 7 by 2. Let us start question number 4. Question is electrolysis of water is decomposition reaction. The mole ratio of hydrogen and oxygen gases released during electrolysis of water is, options are A 1 by 1, B 1 by 2, C 4 by 1, D 2 by 1. What is the answer as per you? For solving this question we have to write equation. So this is the equation. The correct answer is 2 by 1, D 2 by 1. Once we balance the equation, we come to know that 2 moles of hydrogen is generated along with 1 mole of oxygen. Hence, the correct answer is 2 mole of hydrogen, 1 mole of oxygen, 2:1, D. Let us start question number 5. The chemical reaction between quicklime and water is established by, options are A. Formation of slaked lime precipitate, B. Evaporation of hydrogen gas, C. Change in color of the product, D. Change in the temperature of the mixture. So what is the answer as per you? To better understand this, we have to write an equation. The equation is CaO solid H2O liquid reacts and forms calcium hydroxide and heat is also generated. Hence the correct answer is D. Change in the temperature of the mixture, because it's an exothermic reaction. Exothermic reactions are those in which the heat is generated. Let us take question number 6. The following reaction is an example of ammonia and oxygen reaction which forms nitrogen oxide and water. Options are A. Displacement reaction, B. Combination reaction, C. Redox reaction, D. Neutralization reaction. The answer covers 2 out of 4. So what is the answer as per you? For understanding better, we have to write the equation and try to understand. So in this case, so it shows that the displacement reaction it is there, because it's a single displacement of ammonia with O2. So it is sort of a compound, say AB reacts with C. So this is a case of displacement reaction. In the case of double displacement reaction, it is two compounds, say AB and CD, shuffle their partners to have the double displacement reaction. So in our case, it is sure that the one of the answer is displacement reaction. So along with that, we are finding that the ammonia is being removed from it, hydrogen is being removed. So it is oxidation reaction is there, surely. And also hydrogen also adding again. In the case of this, O2 is converted into water, so addition of hydrogen is there. So both reduction and oxidation is happening. So in together, both together is named as redox. So redox, it is also redox reaction. So correct answer is C, A and C. Let us take question number 7. Inspect the given equation of chemical reaction of metal M and oxygen as below. Metal reacts with oxygen to form metal oxide. This equation represents combination reaction as well as oxidation reaction, decomposition reaction as well as reduction reaction. C. It is exothermic and photochemical decomposition reaction in nature. D. It is decomposition reaction and accompanied by the release of heat. Let us try all the combinations. Combination reactions as well as oxidation reaction. See, here it is sort of A plus B combining to form AB. So it seems that it is combination reaction. What is decomposition reaction? In which AB disassociate to form A and B. So in our case, it is combination reaction at first, as well as it is also oxidation also, because oxygen is added with the metal to form metal oxide. Rest of the thing, say B, decomposition. I told you that it is not decomposing. Also, no heat is coming out, so hence it is not exothermic. And as we have noted already, T is also not there. So answer is A, combination reaction as well as oxidation reaction. Let us take question number 8. The chemical reaction associated with the corrosion of iron metal is that of displacement as well as oxidation reaction, combination as well as reduction reaction. C. Combination as well as oxidation reaction. D. Displacement as well as reduction reaction. So what is your answer? For knowing this, so we have to write the equation of hydrated iron metal corrosion equation. In case of rusting iron, along with oxygen of the air and moisture, particularly in rainy season, we find such rusting or corrosion, forms ferric oxide. Hydrated is rust. So as discussed in the last slide, it is combining three items, compound and elements combine together to form a combined compound, that is ferric oxide hydrated rust. So in this case, it is surely that it's a combination reaction at first. As well as we know, because oxygen is adding to ferrous, so it is also oxidation reaction. So answer is C, combination as well as oxidation reaction. Let us take question number 9. Potassium chlorate in presence of hot catalyst dissociate in the form of potassium chloride and oxygen. The reaction as above is used for the preparation of oxygen gas in laboratories. What exactly of the following statement is or correct about the reaction? Options are: it is a combination reaction, B, it is a decomposition reaction and endothermic reaction in nature, C, it is photochemical decomposition reaction and exothermic in nature, D, it is a decomposition reaction and accompanied by the release of heat. So what is the answer as per you? So in our case, we understand the combination reactions are such that in which two elements A and B say combine to form AB. Decomposition reactions are those say AB dissociate in presence of heat catalyst, like in our case A and B. So in our case it is decomposition reaction for sure. So if it is decomposition reaction, then there are chances of being B or D. It is a decomposition reaction and endothermic. Endothermic throws the reaction in which absorbs heat to react, like in our case. Heat is being given to decompose. Exothermic reactions are in which heat is released, but this is absorbing heat. So in our case, so it is B for sure. So right answer is B. Let us take question number 10. In a double displacement reaction such as reaction between the barium chloride solution and sodium sulfate solution, options are: A, exchange of atom take place, B, exchange of ion take place, C, a precipitate is produced, D, an insoluble salt is produced. The correct option is combination of B, C, D, combination of A and C, combination of B and D, or B only. So what is the answer as per you? To understand better, let us write the equation at first. When barium chloride reacts with the sodium sulfate, it forms barium sulfate precipitate and sodium chloride. It is for sure it's a double displacement reaction. In this, it is sort of AB plus CD. Two compounds are such that their reaction shuffles their partners. AB and CD reacts their partner to form AD plus BC. Similarly, in our case, barium chloride and sodium sulfate atoms interchange to form barium sulfate. And sodium chloride to form barium sulfate and sodium chloride. So hence it's a double displacement reaction in any case. And ions are interchanging. So the answer is B, exchange of ion take place, and precipitate is already, it is given, it is produced. So B, C is also there, and also D, insoluble salt is produced. So the correct answer is B, C and D, that is 1. Let us take question number 11. Which among the following is R double displacement reaction? A, sodium sulfate and barium chloride combines to form barium sulfate as a precipitate and sodium chloride. Lead plus copper chloride forms lead chloride plus copper. Third, carbon plus oxygen forms carbon dioxide. D. Methane plus oxygen forms carbon dioxide and water. So what is the combination of all these reactions or single A? So options are A and D, or A only, or A plus B, or C and D. So what is the answer as per you? We seen in the last slide, it is a interchange of the elements in result. So A double displacement reaction is surely it is there. So as in case of double displacement reaction, say if two compounds are there, AB and CD, their partner interchange to form say CB plus AD. Similarly, in our case, sodium sulfate and barium chloride combines to form barium sulfate and sodium chloride. So hence it's a double displacement reaction surely. Hence A is surely there. In rest of the cases, double elements compounds are not there. Say this is single element lead, copper. This is a combination reaction, carbon plus oxygen. This is a displacement reaction. This is also displacement reaction. Hence double displacement reaction is only A. That means A. That means second A only. Second A only. Let us take question number 12. The reaction as up below is example of ferric oxide and aluminium reacts to form aluminium oxide and iron. The above reaction is example of combination reaction, displacement reaction, decomposition reaction, double displacement reaction. So what is the answer as per you? In case of displacement reaction, we know, say if it is such that the one compound reacts with one element, it interchanges to form new compound and new element as shown in the slide. Similarly, in our case, ferric oxide and aluminium reacts to form aluminium oxide and iron. So it's a displacement reaction. Let us take next question, question number 13. In a double displacement reaction between aqueous potassium iodide and aqueous lead iodide, yellow precipitate is formed. During performing the activity of lead nitrate is not available, then which of the following can be used as a substitute of the lead nitrate? So that means potassium iodide is to react with the lead nitrate, but it is not available. So which out of which or four which can be used as a replacement? So options are lead acetate, lead sulfate, potassium sulfate, ammonium nitrate. So what is the answer as per you? To understand, let us write the equation. When we combine lead nitrate with potassium iodide, the lead iodide precipitate is formed along with the potassium nitrate. In case lead nitrate is not available, so then what we can have? So lead acetate can replace lead nitrate in case if lead nitrate is not there. So on reaction with the lead acetate with potassium iodide, we get lead iodide plus potassium acetate. In this, the same precipitation of lead iodide is formed, same as in the last case. Let us take question number 14. Consider the reaction potassium bromide plus silver nitrate reacts to form potassium nitrate plus silver bromide. So this is an example of options are combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction. What is the answer as per you? As we know, in the case of double displacement, if two compounds are there, they interchange their partners to form new compounds. Say AB plus CD combines to form AD plus BC. So similarly, in our case, potassium bromide and silver nitrate interchange their partners to form new compounds. Potassium nitrate and silver bromide. Hence, the answer is double displacement reaction. Let us see question number 15. In this, considering the following chemical reaction, magnesium and copper oxide forms magnesium oxide and copper. This equation represents A. Displacement reaction as well as decomposition reaction, B. Displacement reaction as well as redox reaction, C. Combination reaction as well as double displacement reaction, D. Double displacement reaction as well as redox reaction. So what is the answer as per you? In the case of displacement reaction, an element reacts with the compound to form a new compound and an element separates out. In our case, magnesium and copper oxide reacts to form magnesium oxide and copper. So this is a displacement reaction at first. And regarding whether it's oxidation or reduction, so we know oxidation is oxygen addition. In our case, magnesium is getting oxygen. Magnesium is getting oxygen, and reduction is reduction of the removal of the oxygen. So copper oxide, in this case, oxygen is removed. So both oxidation is also having and reduction is also happening. So it's a combination of both, that is redox. So the correct answer is displacement reaction as well as redox reaction, that is B. Let us take next question. Question number 16. Identify the type of the reaction iron plus copper sulfate forms after reaction ferrous sulfate and copper. So whether it is redox reaction, displacement reaction, combination reaction, double displacement reaction. So out of these four, which two combinations are there? So what's the answer from your side? In displacement reaction, we have seen in the last slide also, say if one element A reacts with BC, forms new compound AC, and B element separate out. In our case, iron plus copper sulfate reacts to form iron sulfate and copper. So it's for sure it's a displacement reaction at first. Further we check, we know in case of oxidation there is an addition of oxygen. So in our case the iron is converted into ferrous sulfate. So that means there is a oxidation is happening, and copper sulfate is converted after reaction to copper. So there is a reduction. So both are happening, oxidant and reduction. That means it's a redox reaction. So displacement plus redox. That means A and B. That means answer 4. Let us take question number 17. When piece of the iron sulfide is added to dilute sulfuric acid, then the hydrogen sulfide gas is produced and soluble ferrous sulfate is formed. The type of chemical reaction associated is A. Double displacement reaction, combination reaction, decomposition reaction. So what the answer from your side? To understand better, let us write equations. In our case, when iron sulfide, this is iron sulfide, reacts with sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid, forms hydrogen sulfide gas and iron sulfate. So this is basically two compounds are reacting to each other. So it's double displacement reaction, as we have seen in last slides. AB plus CD interchange their partners to form new compounds. AB plus CD forms CB plus AD. Hence the correct answer is double displacement reaction. Let us take question number 18. Ammonium sulfate on reacting with barium chloride forms ammonium chloride and barium sulfate. Which of the following accurately represent the type of the reaction involved? A. Displacement reaction, B. Precipitation reaction, C. Combination reaction, D. Double displacement reaction. So what's the answer from your side? For understanding properly, let us write the equation. So in our case, ammonium sulfate reacts with barium chloride, forms ammonium chloride and barium sulfate. It's a precipitate solid formation is there. So if we compare with the double displacement basic equation what we learned earlier, AB plus CD forms a new compound AD, interchange the partners, and BC. Similarly, in our case also it's an interchange of the elements. So at first this is surely double displacement reaction at first. Also because precipitate is being formed, so B is also there. So B plus D, that means 3. The answer is 3. Let us take new question number 19. The elimination of oxygen from a substance is called corrosion, reduction, oxidation, rancidity. So what's the answer from your side? For better understanding, let us write an equation. In this case, zinc oxide loses oxygen to form zinc. So oxygen is reduced. So this is called reduction. And carbon is getting oxygen, hence oxidized. So but in our case, zinc is reduced, reduction is there, and carbon is oxidized. So elimination of oxygen from a substance is reduction, B. Let us take question number 20. In case of redox reaction, the removal of the hydrogen from substance is known as dehydration, reduction, oxidation, dehydrogenation. What is the answer from your side? We know, in our case, we know oxidation is addition of oxygen and reduction or removal of hydrogen, and reduction is removal of oxygen and addition of the hydrogen. Here the question is removal of hydrogen. So removal of hydrogen is nothing but oxidation. Nothing but answer is C. So now we would meet on new video of MCQ part 2 chapter number 1 class 10th science from MCQ school very soon. Thank you very much. Please subscribe and press bell icon to get notification of new videos from MCQ school. Thank you very much.